Hi, everyone. Welcome to It's the Rose Show. Today we have Lauren Bunn. Love her to death. She's a college student, very dear to me. She's my son's girlfriend. Love her so much. She is learning all about marine life and the things that she has been doing. I'm so jealous because it's stuff that I always wanted to do as I was growing up. I would love to live under the water. I want to be a mermaid one day. You think I could do that, Lauren?
Yeah.
Everybody meet Lauren. Lauren, tell them a little bit about yourself, honey.
Hi, my name is Lauren and I go to Stockton. I'm a senior and I work at Jenkinson's Aquarium, so I get to do a lot of stuff with
Oh,
different
that
types
is
of animals.
fun. What do you do at the aquarium?
A lot of stuff. I work and clean like penguin stuff and I feed some rays and sharks and stuff like that. So I get to do a lot of cool stuff. And I get to
That
talk to
is
people too, so that's fun.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
So, are you afraid when you go into those tanks with the sharks?
Yeah, so actually yesterday, so most of the time I'm usually diving in tank, like the third tank, but that one has like leopard sharks in it and they're not super big. But I yesterday I had to dive in the second tank and they have big green moray eels in there and they're actually
Oh
really
my
scary looking.
goodness.
So that was the first time I ever had to dive with them and it was really scary.
Oh my goodness. I remember like I said, I love the marine life. And I literally dragged my husband when we went on vacation, on our honeymoon actually, to Hawaii. There was a diving class because I wanted to go scuba diving. And he was like, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it." I'm like, "Please, please." So he got up the nerve and he did it for me. And we went scuba diving. It was the most breathtaking moment in my life until we came to this gigantic eel behind a rock, and his mouth was just going.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm telling my husband, like, "Mom, they are
Yeah,
scary looking. They're
yeah, and they just,
scary
like,
looking."
kind of use their mouth to breathe and stuff like that, so that's why they keep opening and closing it, and we have cleaner fish in our tank, so they'll, like, go in, and when the eel opens his mouth, they'll, like, go into the mouth and clean out the inside.
You're
Um,
kidding! Oh my god, that's
yeah,
funny.
so half the time I wasn't really sure if it was opening its mouth to get, like, its teeth cleaned or if it was, like, telling me to back away from it, so I was just, like, nervous for a lot of the time, but that's alright. Next time it'll be better, I think.
That's super exciting. The other thing that I did in my lifetime in the water, which was absolutely breathtaking, we went to Mexico. We went to go swim with the whale sharks. Oh my god! Now we had no idea what we were in for. But they told us, "Oh yeah, it's best to take the not the sleeping pill, the Dramamine pill,
Yeah.
because you're gonna go on a boat ride, and sometimes the boat can get you all woozy and stuff." So we all take these Dramamine pills, right? And we're heading to where they are bringing us to this whale shark swim with the whale sharks. Let me tell you, if I don't think I think everybody on that boat, number one, fell asleep on our way there. And I think they do it on purpose because when you get there and you realize you are in the middle of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And you're going and you see these gigantic whale sharks that they're absolutely beautiful, but they're gigantic,
Yeah.
huge, huge, the size of a house, like in lengthwise, at least 30 feet. And you're like, "Oh my God, we're going to swim with those." Oh my God. It's a good thing we had the Dramamine because let me tell you, I think that kept me a little bit more calmer
Yeah.
when we were going in the ocean to swim with them. But
Yeah.
they were so gentle. And I remember just staring one right into his eye. We were eye to eye with each other. It was so, so cute.
Yeah,
And
and
then one came and literally went underneath my husband's legs and lifted my husband up. Accidentally cut his leg too. The fin cut his leg.
really.
Yeah, but it was the best experience ever. As a matter of fact, I have to look for that video. I want to watch that. It was just so much fun. So much fun. So
Yeah.
you get to go, you do this all the time, which is so awesome. So awesome. And I wave to her as she's waving by. Sometimes I don't know if you see me or not, but I'm like, oh my God, there she goes again. So tell everybody what you actually do.
So I'm a member of Berkeley Township Underwater Search and Rescue Team. So basically, it's like a public rescue dive team, and we got a grant to kind of basically go into the different lagoons and scrub and power wash them, and doing that kind of like takes off the eggs of the jellyfish. So in the bay,
So you're scrubbing the bulkheads.
yeah, so the bay, it's not horrible, but there's definitely pollution in it, and you can tell that because jellyfish are kind of really able to live through anything basically. So
Wow.
if you see more and more of them, it's kind of a sign of an unhealthy ecosystem because they're able to live in these areas, but other things aren't mostly. So basically, for the past few years, I'm sure a lot of people have seen that there's been a lot of jellyfish, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple different kinds. And so far, we've seen lion's mane a lot, and mostly what our program is working on is bay nettles, which are kind of just like the typical jellyfish that you would think of when you think of like a regular jellyfish. They have tentacles and stuff like that, and you can get stung by them. So basically, when they are reproducing, they go into these small little like their life stages. They start as eggs and then they go into polyps, and these polyps are kind of like little sea or like anemone kind of like things, but they're really small. So there can be a lot of them all together, and then
Oh, wow.
they like turn into this other thing. It's called a strobila, so it kind of just is that same sea anemone type looking thing, and then it like adds other clones of itself on top of each other. So in that one stack, there could be like millions of different jellyfish. So um, another reason for the unhealthy ecosystem is the uptick in like people building houses and everything like that. There's a lot of different
Mm,
substrates that they can use to grow. So they really like plastic because a lot of times wood is treated and they don't really like to settle on that as much, but plastic is one harder for other things to settle on, and two, it just like is the perfect kind of like substrate for them to just like attach themselves to and then grow, like keep cloning themselves, and they could be these clones for like I think it's like over 20 years that they can stay in that clone stage for a really really long time. Um,
really?
and then if anything happens, like it gets starts to get warmer, it gets too cold or anything, they'll kind of like release them into the water, and then you'll be able to see the once they kind of go through that life cycle, and then they'll be end up being the Medusa jellyfish, and then they make eggs, and then it just goes in that circle over and over again. So they can stay on those plastic bulkheads, and then a lot of people have jet ski docks in the water. So um, basically, what we're trying to do with our whole thing is to just kind of disturb the environment that the polyps would be attached to, so that in the future they can't just like release at any time. They'll kind of just hopefully trying to lower the population a little bit. So
They can't multiply like the gremlins?
yeah.
That's fantastic. So they actually attach to vinyl. They like the vinyl is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, so vinyl is like a plastic material kind of, and sometimes it's hard for other things to settle on that. Like other things do like wood because there's a lot of crevices, so there's just more surface area for things to settle on. But plastic is really smooth, so a lot of times it's mostly just like algae and barnacles that are on it, and then the polyps. So since there's less competition, there's a larger chance of them being on the plastic.
That's amazing. And I know that we had just redid our bulkhead last year,
Yeah,
and no sooner, what was it, just a couple of months, like they were already starting to try to attach onto there, right? It's like,
yeah. They do a lot. They'll like attach at the end of their cycle, like in the fall time, and then they'll have like eggs around in the winter time. So that's why a lot of times we'll be scrubbing from winter until um, the boats start to come out in like May-ish, because I think our last one was just last week. So
can anybody scrub? Can they contact you?
yeah, so right now we're doing the Bayville area, but we're gonna head to like the Toms River and Brick areas next, and you just have to contact. Her name is Brittany McLaughlin. I can give you her information if you want to like put it in the
You can
text.
actually say, yeah, that's fine.
Um,
Or
so
they
I have
can
to look
call
up.
directly, right, to the dive
Yeah,
team.
yeah, the dive team or say Barnegat Bay because we're kind of working
Save
together with
Barnegat
them.
Bay.
So I have to look up their information, but I'll give it to you after.
Mm-hmm. So the jellyfish that we're talking about are the ones that we see lots of in the bay, right? So
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how warm it is. Like I always thought it was the weather that made the difference on how many jellyfish we have in the water.
yeah.
That
So
has something to do with the temperature of the water.
not really. I mean, it does kind of affect when they start to release from their Ephira stage, but um, most of the time, like it like depends. So there's the clinging jellyfish that are trying to be more around here, and they're really really small, and they only really like colder water, so they'll be out of the water by like June-ish. But then we've been seeing a lot of lion's mane, and they've been like the beginning of the spring, and the bay nails, which is the ones that we kind of like mostly focus on, they you see them like all through the summer. So
The
I don't
bay.
know. Yeah, I don't know for sure if there's like a temperature relation. And I did do a project on it last year, and I took like water quality data and stuff like that. And there wasn't really a correlation with temperature. There was like a little bit of correlation of like salinity and dissolved oxygen just because those are like the lower temperature, lower quality water areas. So um, they're just I just tended to see a lot there. But I
Mm-hmm.
actually did end up seeing a large amount in an area that was more like fresh water-ish, and like it was still brackish, but it was closer to fresh. So it's kind of hard. Like they don't really have like super straight data that I can like read off, you know what I mean?
Right. So those cling jellyfish, are those the ones that are really, really dangerous? Like you could have a heart attack from them?
Yeah, they're really, really small, and they're called clinging because they like cling onto seagrass and stuff like that. So in areas like um what's the place where all the boats go? Tyson
Pisces
Shoal.
shoals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a lot of seagrass and stuff like that, when it's colder out, then I'm pretty sure there's been like spottings of them there. So it's really hard. They're really small. They're like I think around the size maybe even smaller,
Wow.
and they're like transparent. So um
People have to
kind of
really
one of
be
those
careful
things
for
where like
those.
yeah, it'll like get more painful as time goes. But I think since um there's not like a ton of them right now, it just kind of was like an uptick after Sandy from a bunch of things getting thrown off. So um hopefully they won't really be a huge problem though. So
Mm-hmm. So the bay nettles, if you get stung by a bay nettle, so first I guess my question is, what can we do in the bay to try to prevent these to keep multiplying?
yeah, so from what we are kind of saying for the best thing to do would be to try and either take out the jet ski floating docks, especially if you don't have jet skis, that's just um
More
and
home for them, right?
yeah,
It's a,
it's just like a
it's
unnecessary thing to be in the water substrate. But
mm,
also definitely if you do have a bulkhead, let us like reach out and then we will try and get to you because it is an experiment and we don't really know for sure if it's gonna work, but that's why we're
I
trying.
hope it.
You know?
Yeah, that would be awesome because, I can probably count on my fingers how many times I was able to swim in the bay and not see a gazillion jellyfish.
Yeah,
You know, I think not last year, but the year before that, it was nice. I was in the bay a
yeah,
lot, and there wasn't a lot. So I'm hoping. I really hope that that would work. You know, as far as we all have to do our part and not pollute the Barnegat Bay, right?
yeah.
Don't pour things in there. A lot of people don't realize how important it is not to be putting stuff in the water.
Right, yeah. I mean, always it's always part of what I have to say is like you shouldn't be using fertilizers, like trying to pick up any like dog poop or anything that if you're near the water that it could potentially just go right in there. So there's that, and then there's just like other little things like make sure you are wary of your trash and like not throwing it anywhere where it could end up into the bay and stuff like that because anything that's like a material like that is the perfect spot for jellyfish to settle on and they end up eating a lot of our like fish and crab larvae so um
Really,
yeah even
the crab lava too.
yeah so even if you don't care if they sting you or if you're around them then they still are kind of affecting the environment because they prey on small things in the water that are kind of just floating all around. And
I love my crabs.
yeah, so
They can't take my crabs away.
yeah,
I make a killer crab sauce, right?
I
Sorry,
know. Yes,
I make
that's
a
the
killer
best.
crab
It really
sauce.
is. It's so good. I can't wait for it to start again. I'm
I
excited.
know. I love crabbing. I absolutely love crabbing. But yeah, plastic bottles, water bottles, stuff like that, milk containers. I know sometimes kids, they'll go and try and fish and stuff, and they'll try to put the little fish in the milk containers and stuff. But we just got to make sure we pick them up and take them back with us. So instead of leaving all that stuff in the water, I remember, I didn't know, but the first time I got stung by a jellyfish, my mom was screaming, "Get the vinegar! Get the vinegar! Hurry up! Get the vinegar!" And she put it on. I was like, screaming because it burns. But
Yeah.
do you know if that is the best thing to put on a jellyfish burn sting?
Um, I've heard a bunch of different things like that, and then, like the pee trick that everybody knows, and then,
Wait, wait,
um
wait. The pee trick?
yeah, like
What's
when
that?
somebody, like, pees on it, and then it's like the
Oh my
something in it, like, relieves the pain, but I've also heard that that doesn't work, so I don't know if it's worth
Oh
it.
my
But
goodness.
but then
Wow.
I've also heard that using a credit card and, like, trying to get the stinging cells out helps, but at the same time, I've also heard that it kind of reactivates them when you touch it, so, um, it's I think it's kinda like a give or take situation. I don't know if vinegar helped or not, but do you think it helped you when you did it?
It burned at first, but then it did feel better. It
Yeah.
did feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm don't wanna give advice to anybody and it being wrong, but I have never been stung by a jellyfish that I know of, so,
Oh, that's
um,
good.
I am kind of scared of it happening to me.
I have
Um,
to say the ones that I absolutely think are gorgeous are the ones at night that glow.
yeah,
What's the name of that jellyfish?
I know comb jellyfish, they glow, and it's just, like, bioluminescence, but sometimes other jellyfish can do it too, um I don't know exactly the reason for it, but I do know that if you kinda, like, move your hand around in the water, you can see that there's glowing stuff.
I'll never forget the first time I saw it. we were crabbing off the dock. It was night. It was like night.
Yeah.
Although we couldn't see anything. But all of a sudden we started seeing this like fluorescent green.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what is that? Yeah.
I haven't been able to see it yet, but it's one of
It's
my
amazing. Yeah, it's
yeah.
amazing. So more and more things I saw in the Barnegat Bay that I haven't seen in 22 years. I just saw the other day, I thought it was a seal, but I learned that it's an otter. He's so cute.
Yeah.
He went swimming by me, and then he turned around, and then he came swimming back the other way. Do we have lots of otters in the water?
Yeah, so actually there's an otter that lives in one of the people on my team's basement. He is the ex-chief of the team and he has a boat slip kind of as his basement. So the otter will like go under this little thing because it's just water underneath, and then he'll come up and then he'll just kind of like live in the basement, especially when it's
Oh
cold
my
out.
God. Oh, how cute.
And actually, a couple weeks ago, we were scrubbing somebody's bulkhead, and there was this like block of wood with nails coming out of it, like upwards. And we were kind of like thinking about it, kind of like what could that possibly be used to like stop, you know? And then we
Mhm.
talked to a guy, and he said that he gets otters sometimes. And he has like this koi pond, and the otters will like come up through that way, and they'll steal his koi. So.
Oh, wow.
Um, he said that it doesn't hurt them, but it's like just so they know not to do it, you know?
Aw.
But
Aw.
it's kind
Yeah,
of funny
he
that
was adorable. He was the only one that I've ever seen
yeah,
after living here for 22 years. It's the first time I've seen it. It's so
yeah.
cute.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
know that they really lived around here until I went to Rick, my ex-chief's, house, and he, like, kind of told me about it, and he always has, like, otter poop in his basement too, so.
so when you guys go out with the dive team, do you guys get nervous at any point in time? Like, what are we going to see today? Or any
Not
funny
really.
stories? Any funny stories when you guys went in the water?
Um, One thing is that we have GoPros that we use for inspecting, and we have to like look at your bulkhead to make sure that it's safe for us to touch it. Because if there's like holes in it or anything, we don't really want to mess with it because we don't want to be liable for that. So I had that camera and it was attached to like a handle, and it was supposed to be a floaty handle. So I like
Mhm.
tossed it to one of the kids on the team, and either I didn't do it the good throw or he dropped it, but um, it sank, so I had to
Oh
go in and
my.
get it. And something about the bay is that I'm sure a lot of people know because it's not tropical Florida, it's the bay, but it's pitch black, especially when you get like 5 feet down, it starts to get pitch black, and if you're not used to diving in that type of environment, it gets like pretty scary because you just have
Oh
to
my God.
really get used to it. But it's kind of
So
like
you can't see nothing in front of you?
no, like, you can start to see first it kinda just is like a brown color, and then it kind of, like you'll see as you, like, move around the mud that you kick up, and it just, like, comes up, and it's just, like, this black cloud that kind of, like, consumes you.
Oh
So,
my
um
God.
and then after that, you can't see anything. So
Oh,
it's just, like, something that you have to get used to a lot, and it took me, like, probably, like, 20 minutes to get used to it because 'cause I've done it before with blackout, but, like, in different conditions, so this was the first time I was really, like, actually doing it, and, I kept, like, feeling sticks that I would think was the GoPro, and I would get, like, so excited, but then finally, I went back down and, I felt it and I grabbed it, and,
oh
like,
my.
I just grabbed it, so we didn't lose one, which is good.
Wow. 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 I didn't realize it's that dark underneath there.
Yeah,
Because
it's
when
like
we're looking at the water, it looks clear. Like you can see the little fish swimming, the crabs crawling. So when you
yeah,
go really down deep, it's dark. Wow.
and sorry.
That's okay.
It doesn't even have to be that deep, it's really only, like, after if you get close to the sediment and then you, like, do anything to kick the sediment up, then the sediment's like usually either black or really dark brown, so can't
Did
see
you
anything.
guys ever think maybe you'd find a treasure?
Um, I haven't really been able to be, like, on those dives yet, which eventually I will because we just haven't had time really to do it yet, but, a lot of the people on the team are, like, super experienced and have gone on, like, fun dives and found really cool stuff, so,
They found cool stuff. What did they
yeah.
find? Did they
Um
find the fork from the Little Mermaid?
I
I
don't
love it.
know.
It's one of my favorite Disney ones. The Little Mermaid.
But
What
I
did they
don't know
find?
exactly. Um, I I mean, they found, like, kind of guns and stuff like that, and, like,
Oh
other people have
wow.
found, cell phones and stuff like that, so I don't know if anything cool,
Oh
but
God knows how many cell phones I dropped in the water. When they came out with that waterproof case, I was like, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I lost so many phones in the water. Oh God, I can still remember that feeling of watching it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
It's kind of how I felt when the GoPro sank.
Yep. Yep. Well, what do you know? It's time to go. Oh, Lauren, it was so much fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
all your
thanks
help
for
that you're doing with
having
the
me.
Barnegat Bay and trying to help us reduce all these jellyfish so we could swim and really enjoy it. So, anyone that's living on the water and you're living on the Barnegat Bay and you want your bulkhead scrubbed, definitely call. Tell them who to call again, Lauren.
So you can call Save Barnegat Bay or Berkeley Township Underwater Search and Rescue. You can visit um, any of the websites, and I'll give her the information so she can put it somewhere.
Awesome. And then you'll see Lauren.
Yeah.
All righty. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode and take care about Barnegat Bay. We love it.
Thank you.
All right. Next Friday, 4 o'clock. I'll see you all there. Thanks for joining in. Bye.
Bye.